What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Talk Live. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru. Today, I am excited to welcome in Joseph Moran from Poli. What is up, Joseph?
Hello, what's up? How are you doing,
I
man?
am well. I am well. You're feeling a little under the weather, correct?
Oh yeah,
you
a little is an understatement.
Yeah. Real quick, want to say hello to Russ, Red, and Lucas Lore. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a good time. If you have any questions throughout any of this, if you want to drop them in the chat, we will try to answer those as well. I think I fixed the lag issue. If just let me know in the chat, is there a chat lag between what you see my lips doing and what you hear coming out? I think I fixed that, and I don't know. Me and Sean ran a test yesterday, and I think I got it, but
All right.
this is all new ball game to me, so it's a little interesting. Joseph has a little thing
Yes.
called Poli. Real quick, Joseph, give everybody a rundown of your channel, what you do, and all that stuff.
So, Poly Games, I gotta dust this off because I haven't used it in a week. Poly Games is a channel on YouTube where I talk about all things gaming, whether it's Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, whatever it is. I talk the news of the week. I do some rants. It's a beautiful time. It's all about the conversation. So no matter where you game on, just come in and have some fun. That's all it's about. Lately, I haven't been doing much because I have bronchitis, but
But you're coming back for me, so that's a good thing.
exactly, because we got a lot to talk about.
That's good. The chat is saying that the chat lag is gone. There is a baby Jesus up there. Thank you. My wife Tony is in the chat now. What is up, Tony? So what? Real quick, I just want to do a little brief rundown, real quick. When did you start your channel?
My channel, I started. This is the irony of things. I started 2 years ago.
Okay, I did. I did it well.
Around this week, actually,
Oh wow.
when I was like, oh shit, like I think we're coming on 2 years now. Let me see when our anniversary is. And it's actually I think July 3rd. For some reason, Joe thought it would be a smart thing to start a YouTube channel the day before 4th of July. But but it's beautiful to see how far we've come in those 2 years, and with some breaks in between. It's awesome to see like the past 7 months has been the most growth in my channel, and
Yeah.
actually has been the most fun
Yeah.
of my channel. You know, getting to hang out with you, Sean, like everybody, just is so much fun the last
Yeah.
7 months. It's
It's
been incredible.
weird because I had my channel for about 2 years as well.
Yeah.
But my channel, I had a different channel called the Geek Guru, and then I changed to what you know now as the Nintendo Guru. Epic Sonic for the win! Thank you so much for that. Nintendo Family Gaming, what is up? So what happened for me though was because look, I don't think that I'm a Nintendo guru. People think my ego is way out of whack with this when I do this sometimes. But little quick explanation. So I had the Nintendo Guru. The tagline for that was, I'm sorry, I had the Geek Guru, and the tagline for that was Geek definitely, Guru I don't know. Right, so that's what I always said for the longest time. So when I got into this conversation with Justin Masson and the Nintendo Dads, and I had discussed about like changing how I'm going to do things, I said, "Wait, if I'm going to rebrand, what do I change my name to?" And I didn't want to confuse people, so I said, "I definitely want to talk about Nintendo, so we'll just make it Nintendo Guru." And but the thing is like I had about 1,000 subscribers on that channel. I was
Oh
like
wow.
I was like 980 something, like 988 I think I was, and I shut it down. And the reason being is that
Yes.
my growth on that channel was based solely on giveaways. I was giving stuff away. I was giving amiibo away when the amiibo was like the craze of things.
The
Like
hit. Yeah.
yeah, I would get these rare amiibo and just give them away on the channel. And it was like every
Yep.
time I do a giveaway, I'd pick up like 100, 150 subscribers and all that stuff. What I quickly found out was nobody was watching the content, and I was like getting so frustrated because here I am, like almost 1,000 subscribers, and I got nobody. I got 20 people watching the video, and I'm like, this
Yeah.
is so aggravating. Like, what am I doing wrong? So when I started that, because a lot of people go like, well, why don't you just change the name of the channel, like, and I was like, because it was frustrating to make content and nobody watching, and I was like, even if I have 5 people watching, I'm fine with that, just as long as I know that like I don't have 1,000 subscribers and 5 people watching, because that's demoralizing.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I had something of a similar problem back when I was half the size, and it's a little demoralizing when you're like, wow, 7 people watching, what's going on? But
to answer that, what I realized was, because I started to study things, I started to look at things, and I tell this to a lot of people. If you look at all YouTubers, typically whatever their subscriber count is, they should be pulling about 10% of that on views, on average. There are times videos will take off, and you'll have a video that does like gangbusters, and you're just like, what the heck? Why are people watching this video? And then you'll have ones that like, they're okay, but on average, you should get your 10%. So that, recognizing that changed my outlook, and that's what I started looking at every single time. So if I had 20 subscribers at the time, I know I needed to have 2 people watching or whatever. Yeah. And so as long as I hit that, I was like, okay, I'm fine. So it kept me from getting discouraged all along the way. Recently hitting 700, it's like,
man, I'm so proud of you, by the way.
Oh, dude. And for those that don't know, like, this whole revitalization of the channel, it all comes from, I tell Joseph this, but it comes from him. What happened was I went on We the Gamercast with Sean, and that's the first time I met Joseph. And I was like, this guy's cool. Like, we had a good conversation, we had a good talk, and I was like, I like Joseph. He's a good guy. Let me go see what he's doing. So I went over and I watched your channel. I was like, oh my God, dude, why am I not doing this more? Like, I had the YouTube channel, you know what I mean? But it was basically where I was just putting my video content on my podcast. It's like, I need to do more. And then I was just like, every time I'd watch your video, I get so frustrated with myself. I'm like, why am I not doing more? Forget, F this. If Joseph's doing this, I'm doing this too. I'm going to start taking all. And I did. I made a commitment right at E3, about 2 weeks before E3. Sean won the giveaway, but Sean also lost his giveaway prize.
Oh God.
But anyway, so honestly, like, when I started just at E3, like, in my mind, I set it up a couple weeks before. Like, I sat down with my wife and I was like, I got this idea for this show. I'm going to do it every single day. And she was just like, she's super supportive. She's amazing. Like, anything I want to do, she's like, yeah, go ahead. But I think a lot of times in the back of her head, she's like, okay, whatever, go try it.
Well, yeah.
In
I give it a week.
In a week, you'll be sitting there changing things and all that. But in my mind, I was like, I really want this to take off and really want this to just work, So I started Nintendo Talk, and then I never even intended on doing Nintendo Talk Live. That came out of E3. That came totally out of, like, Sean and I, doing live streams and, like, talking to people during the streams and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to push it through. So, but I'm taking the long way to the story. But ultimately, like, in that 2 years, it's almost like a light switch goes off. And it's like things start to make sense. Like, all you've been doing for 2 years.
It's the eureka moment.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden. It's
oh, shit. Like, and then you're like, I know what I'm doing wrong. Those are, like, the best moments. The realest of real talk. Like, when I started my YouTube channel, I started at the worst time because I found out a week or 2 afterwards my grandpa had cancer. And it was terminal. And so immediately, like, I had like 70 subscribers. And it was just those little things like liking, sharing, even the once in a while comments. Oh my God, like, this YouTube channel got me through that. Yeah. And so, like, I stopped in about November to around February, and I was just really depressed. And that was my first eureka moment. I was like, what was making me happy? I was like, YouTube videos. Yeah. And so that's when I took YouTube real seriously. Yeah. And now here we are, and I kind of feel like I owe it to a lot of people who have got me out of that, like, that hump of my grandpa, and made it so that like this year, like the first 7 months, like have been the best 7 months of my life in a very long time because I'm having fun doing what I do, just sitting around making content. It's fantastic. And God, I sound like I'm dying, but yeah, like
Listen,
it's amazing.
listen. If you're going to go down, now's the time. I need the viewers. Like all of a sudden, I'll see my rooms. People be texting me. This guy that Bobby, he just dropped, man. See your
You're
head
gonna hit
flopping around.
500,000 views right now.
It's all about the ratings, man. It's all about the views.
Exactly. I'll do it for you, Bobby. I'll do it for
you. Man, that's so morbid. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's all right. You're the same mindset I'm thinking.
I know, because we're the same person. We're like the same. You love it. Joe, after work, what is up? How you doing? And then Red Spear just said, came for Nintendo talk, stayed for life-changing facts. What life-changing facts making you stay?
He's gonna make a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. But for me, like, I honestly love the community. Like, that's what drives me to do this. Like Lucas Lore is saying in there, like, dude, I've met people in this community that are just like mind-blowing. Such genuine, nice people. And when you get those random tweets out of nowhere, it's just like, hey man, thank you for this video, man. I really love it. It meant so much to me. And I'm like, man, like, I'm some idiot in my basement in New Jersey, man. Like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, and it's just so awesome to get that stuff. It's just like awesome. What we're gonna jump into some Nintendo stuff now. Like,
okay.
So what was the first console you ever played, and then what was the first console you actually owned? Because some people play them, but then they don't ever get to own that console. They don't get it until later on. So I'm just curious, what was it?
First console I ever played was the NES. That was my brother's. The second console I say that I own, because I have just so like an attachment to, is the SNES, and that's where me, the gamer, came in. Like I found out I wanted to do this. Like I wanted to be a part of this industry somehow, some way. After playing Super Mario World, I was just like, this is amazing. My parents didn't need a babysitter because they had two things.
Yeah.
My older brother, Back to the Future, Star Wars, and the Super NES. And so, like, they just put on one of those things.
My wife just fell in love with you, straight up. My wife, she loves Back to the Future. Like, that is her. She swears up and down it's the greatest movie ever created.
It is. It's the best trilogy.
Wait, stop. 1 is amazing. 2 is very good. 3 is a hot mess.
I have a strange love for it. I do. I understand it's not a good movie by any means.
Yeah.
But it's just, I love Westerns, so like I let it pass.
Yeah, okay.
I let it pass.
All right, that's okay.
Also, Emmett Brown found love, so.
Oh, good God. She hates that. She's got this weird, see, I'm older than her, so she's got this weird fantasy for older men because of Emmett Brown. So I can thank Doc Brown for that, you know what I mean? But but like she hates that part. Like that part gets her so upset. I gotta go back to this because this is funny. Epic Sonic for the win. He says, life-changing facts. The only life-changing fact here is Bobby hates Sonic the Hedgehog. As long as you understand that, Epic Sonic, we are on the same page, man. We are all good. Sonic is hot trash in the summer, like I like to say. So,
well, here's the deal. I'll also say this:
it's okay.
We owned a Genesis as well, and we played Sonic 1, 2, Sonic and Knuckles, and a Mega Man here or there. But like, it was the Super NES for a very long. I was a Nintendo kid for like all my life for the longest time. The N64 happened. N64, oh my God, that system. Man, I feel like it doesn't get enough love because so many great things started on the 64, right? Like Super Smash Brothers started there. Amazing. You had some of the best games out of Nintendo. Ocarina, Majora's Mask, to me, the best Mario Kart is Mario Kart 64.
It's a good one, yeah.
Super Smash again, Mario Party, GoldenEye. Oh my God, like so amazing games.
Yeah.
GameCube's where I fell off, and I didn't get like I owned like a 3DS, but it was really like super casual.
Yeah, yeah,
I actually can't get into mobile games that well. It wasn't up until the Switch where I fell in love with Nintendo.
yeah. For me, it's the same. Um, the GameCube I played, I enjoyed. But right after the GameCube, when Nintendo announced the Wii, it's kind of like I fell off. I, I was at that age where I was just like, maybe I'm a little too old to be playing video games anymore.
That's what I
Like
thought too.
now it's time to pack it in. Like I had gotten married not that long after that, and it was like, okay, it's time to become an adult. You know what I mean? Like and stop this video game stuff and stop this kiddie stuff and all that. And then the Wii happened, and I felt, but I at the time like I didn't think I was a casual gamer at the time, but I feel like I kind of was as well because I was in, man. I was buying like Wii Fit and Wii Music and all them stupid games. Now I look back and I go, man, what the hell were you thinking? Like, why were you playing that trash? That was garbage, man. But
why did we think Wii Fit was gonna get us fit?
I don't know, man. Why? I don't know.
I worked at GameStop for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Those balance boards, my God, how many we had in the back?
Oh.
Outrageous.
But they sold like crazy too.
Oh, they sold insane.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
nuts.
like over 20 million units. Yeah,
it was nuts.
Sorry. But yeah, no, the Wii is where like I came in and I was just like, wow, Nintendo, really? And then like I walked away. The Wii U, I came in with the Wii U and I was just like, this is the return.
Yeah,
this is where they come in.
Yeah, dude, there was a lot of great games on the Wii U. I love the Wii U. I really do. I'm not one of those people that feel like it's bad. Yeah, I didn't hate the gamepad. I enjoyed the gamepad.
I like the gamepad.
Yeah, I really thought the Wii U was going to take off. I hated the name. I thought the name was stupid. But I wasn't one of those people like, what is this? Like for months afterwards, like it was like, well, what is this? What does it do? Like it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a game. What are you talking about, dude? There's the gamepad. You sit on the couch. It's 2 screens. It's like a gigantic DS. I get it. I got it. I understand what it is. But there was like this weird pocket of people that just needed it to be explained to them. Like it was almost like they wanted Reggie to sit down on the couch with them and go, here's the buttons, and you push this button, and it's like, guys, if you're not getting this ain't for you. Like,
and the funny thing is, like, people didn't get the Wii U, but somehow they get the Switch, which is to me a little bit like it's like that extra jump. Yeah, but people like they get it like right away. The fate of the Wii U is like the worst thing.
I love the people that go, I hate the Wii U. It's the worst thing that ever happened to Nintendo. It's garbage. Blah, blah, blah. And then you go, do you like the Switch? I love the Switch. It's the best thing. I'm like, dude, it's the same thing. It's the same. The only difference is you can actually leave the house with it. Like, it's very similar. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the Switch is what the Wii U should have been. And I think that's ultimately what they wanted it to be. But when they made the Wii U, the tech wasn't there yet. At all. Like, the tech was there, but man, it was not priced. You could not run it for that kind of a money. It's nuts. Like it's there. You get it. You got it. Like it's great. I love this thing. I love my Switch all day, man. I take it with me all the time. Like I go to work. I play 30 minutes on my lunch break. Like when I first got my Switch, I used to leave the office, go pick up lunch, come back, sit down, eat for like 10, 15 minutes, and then start working. Now it's like I bring my lunch in with me, and I sit there at lunch. I don't even eat lunch until after my 30 minutes is up. I'm eating while I'm working because I'm playing Switch during my break. Like I love it, man.
I've done that as well. Like when I'm at like in between classes, I'm playing my Switch. Yeah. Or I'm at Starbucks and playing my Switch. Yeah. It's to me, man. There's something about that console, and when people talk about it so negatively, like been thinking about making a video on this of how long can the Switch last as that second hand console for many people. It's like they're not their primary but their secondary console. How long can it last on exclusives? And I think my answer to that is it can last as long as it wants, as
Yeah.
long as the consoles sell.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason why the Wii U didn't sell well, the multiple reasons, but it one of the main things was it didn't really give you a reason to buy it other
Yeah.
than like you could play it when your significant other wants to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
With this, it's like, yeah, people want a game on the go. People want to take this out. They want to go to
Yeah.
Starbucks with it.
That's
And
where
so
I think
like
Nintendo fell off, is because that's what they tried to market it as. Like, hey,
yeah,
your family sitting in the house. Like, dude, nobody cares. Like,
no.
it's not that big a deal. I
Yeah.
think this is something that like Bar Grows Nintendo games. I know I messed your name up. I apologize, but something he says like the marketing on the Wii U was pathetic. And
Yeah.
Toby and I talked about this yesterday when we recorded Nintendo PlayStation podcast. Dude, the marketing on the Wii U, the Wii compared to the Wii U is night and day. Like you go back and I can specifically remember like Beyonce in commercials for Wii Music, and like every time you turned around, it was them two Japanese guys knocking on your doorbell saying,
We would like to play.
"Thank you." Exactly, and it's like the Wii U had no marketing at all. Like, and this thing with the Switch is like every single game that hits, there's another commercial coming out for it. It's insane.
And the Wii U, when Reggie goes like, this is the mark of the next generation, and it looks like the same generation they're in.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, that's what you.
Yeah.
Nope, Reggie.
Honestly,
No.
the Wii U was a lot of like it was just basically the Wii, just
Yeah.
HD graphics.
Yeah.
You know, they
It
were
was-
finally
it was-
they were finally taking that leap to HD. And I you know, I don't know. I think I have a love for the Wii U. You know, and I don't think it'll ever go away. Like there's things about that. Like I look at the Wii U and it was like my thing was this was I was so ingrained in the Nintendo ecosystem that I never really knew. I never felt a huge lapse when there was no games coming. Where a lot of people that owned just the Wii U, or you know, if you just owned the Wii U, there was a huge lapse. But with me, like I was flipping between the 3DS and the Wii U, back and forth, back and forth. I never had a lull of games.
Yeah.
I always had many games. So it's weird, you know, and that's the thing. Like when you look at, like, I love people that go like, "There's no games on the Switch," and I'm like, "Dude, are you insane? Like, what are you
there's
comparing
games,
it to?"
alright.
Dude, I just looked before we came on. I got like 25 games, and like I looked in the eShop and I'm like, "There's a bunch of games in the eShop." It's nuts the amount of games. And
That's why I love when people complain about like, oh, you like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Oh, it's just like a rehash or it's a remaster. I'm like, yeah, of like a game that like nobody played,
Yeah.
and it's super underappreciated. Like,
oh, it's an amazing game. It to me,
the
like you said,
Bayonetta.
yeah. Oh my God, please! I
I'm
love
like, I
Bayonetta.
get to play that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
Mhm.
So like, I feel like there's a hypocrisy in the gaming universe where Sony can do something like The Last of Us remastered, and it's okay because
Mm.
Last of Us is debatably the best game, best narrative of all time.
Yeah.
So that gets a pass.
Yeah.
But when it's Mario Kart, it doesn't. When it's Bayonetta, it doesn't. Like, if it's a great business move because you're not wasting a ton of money porting this thing over,
Yeah.
and at the same exact time, it's reaching an audience that most people didn't get to play it. So, like, I'm excited to see things come over from the Wii U over to the Switch.
Yeah.
You know, like we're about like you know we're gonna talk about it later. This is Splatoon. Like,
Oh yeah,
that was my game on the Wii U.
dude.
Like,
Me too. Me too.
I
They're-
that I think I don't know if Poli Games started that time, but I think it won our multiplayer game of the year. It was just
yeah.
what it did for multiplayer is refreshing, and as a Nintendo take on something that should be way more bloody, they made it really colorful instead. I really love it.
For me, it was my game of the year at that time.
Yeah.
Just flat out, I put 160 hours into that thing. I loved that game wholeheartedly. Like that was, I'm not a shooter fan at all, and I feel like that's, you know, we'll get into it a little bit, but I feel like that's not, you know, a shooter game per se.
Right.
Like in the ultimate grand scheme of things, like it's just a fun game. But real quick, Nintendo Talk. What is up, buddy? It says, "Hey guys, question for Joseph. Where would you rank the Wii U amongst Nintendo consoles?"
Um, okay, so let me do this in my head real fast. So first off, right off the bat, my favorite console of Nintendo's has to be the 64.
Okay.
64 had my games. In my childhood, it saved my childhood.
Yeah.
My growing up days weren't the best, so the 64 was really there was my safety blanket.
Yeah.
Right after that has to be the SNES. SNES is just, again, reason why I'm a gamer today. And I'm just going home console here. And then it would have to be the NES. I'll put the Wii U right after that, Wii, and then what was the 3D console they had? The Virtual Boy, right?
Oh
was
God! Let's not talk about the Virtual Boy. You're sitting there. So, yeah, it's Lucas Lord. He says he put the Wii U just above the Virtual Boy. You're nuts. You're crazy. For me,
I have no love for the Wii. I'll be the first and last person to say that. No love for it whatsoever.
Yeah.
To me, it stained what was so great about Nintendo at the time.
Yeah.
Nintendo for the longest time was about quality on their system.
Oh yeah, there was a lot. Of garbage.
That's why they saved the video game industry back in the 80s.
Yep.
Because they were so anal about, hey, if this is gonna be on our system, it better be good.
Yeah.
The Wii was just like, we'll take anything.
Yeah, they did, man. There was games on there. It reminded me of the Atari. You know, I had the Atari 2600, right? So,
sorry, GameCube. I knew I was forgetting one.
Yeah.
Put that right below, or right above the NES.
Okay. For me, like, I had an Atari 2600. I remember like getting like a Hawaiian Punch video game for free. Like if you mailed in coupon, and the Wii U or the Wii had games like that. Like there was stupid games on there. It was like, oh, send in this. I'm like, really, Nintendo? What are you doing, man? For me,
Discovery Channel games on there. I'm like, what is this?
I know. For me, I didn't have that much disdain for the Wii, and the main reason was it brought me back into gaming. Like I was out. I was done. I wasn't playing video games anymore. It was over for me. And then, basically, I got my hands on Wii Sports, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, man. Like, I'm actually bowling in my living room. Like, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like, so, and it brought me back in. Next thing I know, like, I was, like, hooked.
Can I tell you a story?
Get it.
The best. Oh God, I'm going to start coughing. But we were doing Wii boxing. It was me, my brother, and I think my friend Ruben was like, he was the referee. And it was a really heated exchange. It was like the best of 3 or whatever. And it was the last match. My brother wins. And not even thinking about it. Not even a second glance. It's just, I just go over and I hit him in the nuts. I was a sore loser.
Jesus. You should never never hit a man in his balls, man. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Especially, okay, look, if you're in a real fight, okay, the gloves are off. But, like, your family members, man, come on. You don't do it.
We were so mad at each other. I was just like, bam.
Oh, my God. Real quick, I just wanted to jump into chat. Like, Darkest Type Poke Vids, what is up? Welcome. He said Bargros sent him, so thank you so much for that. There's a couple more people that popped in here. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. If I miss you, I apologize.
If we could get a rip, my brother said.
Yeah, exactly. Rest in peace to Joey's little Joey's.
That was the funniest face my brother ever made. Like, and it was like, I'm guilty. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. That was my fondest memory of the Wii.
Someone asked in the chat, and I missed it, but it's going to go into a question I have for you anyway. Yeah. So I wanted. They were asking, what is our favorite current game in our current libraries? So I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite game on your console? What's your favorite game that you own for the Switch?
That's rough.
Because my question's simple. What's your favorite game that's not Zelda?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But I want to know, like, but we'll go ahead. What's your favorite game right now on Switch?
I like ARMS, but I'm not in love with that game.
Yeah, it's okay. I actually traded it in.
Oh, did you really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is good, but it's too Mario Kart, if that makes sense. There's a lot of those the contest element, and then you're done. And I beat that game constantly with every single character, and I'm like, I don't really feel like going online. So that actually has to be a little bit of, I don't know. I'm gonna say Snake Pass.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
I love Snake Pass.
that's a. You know what, man? Snake Pass is one of those games that, like, a lot of people either love it or they don't like it. I'm kind of like, I think it's a great game. I haven't really spent as much time with it as I should, but it reminds me so much of old school, like, Nintendo 64 type era games.
Yeah, that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it just pulls you into
And
that whole
just the
time frame.
movement of the sticks, it's so smart. It really takes puzzle platforming to like a whole different level.
Yeah.
And every time, like when you're on the edge of something and you're trying to wiggle your way back,
Oh
it's so
God,
tense.
I know it
It's so
is.
tense.
Yeah.
It's also made. I hate snakes.
Yeah.
Hate 'em. Made them adorable as hell for me. So
Now-
I'm just like,
now
I
he's like,
love little snake guy.
Now you're gonna go buy a python, so it's all good. You know what I mean? You're going down to the pet shop after this.
Mighty Gunvolt, I have not played yet.
Dude, that is a good game. It is
So,
such a good game. Joe After Work, shout out, man. That is straight up. That is a solid game, man. If you're a
I
Mega
hear
Man
it's
fan,
Mega Man, yeah.
oh, it's so much Mega Man. It's not even fun. It is so good. It actually makes you. It's funny because there's people that are like, I was so mad at Inafune after Mighty Number 9, and Beck is in this, and I feel weird about it. I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's a great game. I'm playing it.
It's a great game.
I care less.
Mighty Number 9 was horrible. But
Yeah, night and day, dude. I've been playing the hell out of out of Minecraft.
I need to get that.
Dude, me and my wife and Toby last weekend, like, I always enjoy Minecraft. You know what I mean? Like, I just like to the music is so calming, dude, and just sit there and just hack away at stuff and just chill out. And last week, the three of us played together, and I just fell in love with that game, dude. I was like, dude, this is amazing. Like, I just fell in love with it, I should say.
Yeah.
And I got myself.
I've never
like,
gotten into Minecraft.
oh, dude, if you have, it's funny. I remember conversations with my cousin and my brother, because my nephew and their kids and stuff, they were all like playing Minecraft. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you guys? Why are you letting your kids play this garbage game? This is nonsense. Yeah. You should be embarrassed. Like, what? Where's Mario? Where's all these other games? Like, why are you letting them play this? Never even wanted anything to do with it. I get my PS4, right? And Toby's like, dude, you need to get Minecraft for this thing. And I'm like, nah, man, nah. I was like, all right, Toby. We were playing GTA Online and all that stuff. And I was like,
right.
Okay, I'll get it, whatever. We go in, we start playing. He teaches me how to play, like what each thing does. And all of a sudden, it's like, click. And once someone shows you what to do, oh my God, dude. It's so much fun, dude. The greatest thing is just... I'm not going to trash talk Minecraft.
No, we're talking about we like it.
I like it. I'm never going to trash talk Minecraft. What are you, crazy? Jonathan Brown I saw Jonathan Brown pop in too. What is up, bro? Jonathan Brown is such a good guy, right? I love this kid, and he says to me the other day. I wanted to tell you this offer. So the other day he says to me, and it's offer I made him, because dude, he's been supportive of me when I was like way back. You know what I mean? Like, I love this guy. Always sends me nice comments. Like, he would always send me like the coolest and the nicest comments, like exactly when I need them. He didn't know I needed them, but he just sent them to me. And he says to me, I might finally get a Switch. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, don't play with my emotions here, Jonathan. He's like, no. I was like, what do you need to get a Switch? And he's like, he tells me his situation. He tells me what he has. I was like, if you get a Switch, I will give you Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have one in the box, wrapped, not opened. I'm like, if you get it, that is yours. You just tell me and I will send it to you. And so I'm hoping he gets it soon because I really want to give it to him. Dude, it's so cool. Like because what happened was on me I got screwed, right? So I buy the collector's edition. Amazon doesn't send it till 2 days after my Switch arrives, and I'm like, no. There's no way that I'm buying a Switch and not having Zelda day one. So I ran out to GameStop and bought another Zelda. So I got one sitting in the cabinet up in the shelf that's not even open. So I'm like, cheers, man. It's all yours, bro.
It's yours.
So, man, I don't even know where we're at. I got off that tangent and I lost it.
Some guy said, if we've heard of Bloodstain or Bloodstain, right? Bloodstain.
Yeah. Oh, Bloodstain.
Yes, I have. Yes, I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
So.
I can't wait for Bloodstained. That game it's Castlevania-esque. It's the creator of not the creator, but one of the guys that worked on Castlevania for years with Konami. All those great DS games that came out, like they had this run of like 3 or 4 years where like every year they're putting on a Castlevania game. Iggy, they call it Iggyvania, because he's the one that basically created that whole style of, like, when people say Metroidvania, he's the one that created that style of game. Like, Castlevania was totally different back in the day. It was not what it is now. So, alright, okay, so basically we were talking about the Minecraft stuff and all that, and it was, so your favorite game, not Switch, Snake Pass, but there's so many good games, man.
There's so many.
You know, I want to ask you before we get into some other talk. What are you, physical kind of guy, or are you digital?
I'm physical media.
Really?
I'm always physical. I do not do digital.
Man, I'm torn. I'm really torn. I hate changing cartridges out on this thing for some reason, and because it's portable, and I do utilize it portable all the time. I hate carrying it all. Like, I hate carrying cartridges all the time with me. On my 3DS, I was almost 100% digital on it.
Oh, really?
So now I'm kind of playing it by ear and, like, looking at things differently. Like, Splatoon is going to be digital. I want it on my console. I want to be able to just fire it up whenever I want it. Like, I look at Zelda, and, like, Zelda stayed in my console it's still in my console right now. But I hate taking that out to put something else in. I hate taking out to play Mario Kart and all that stuff. So that's basically, you know.
I'm a little torn on that too. I just love physical media. Yeah. There's just something about a case that I love.
Yeah, dude, don't get me wrong. I love having them. them. Nintendo Talk says, what is your favorite Switch accessories? Do you have any accessories that you love? Here he goes. Oh, he's got the dude. What's with you and the Joy-Cons, man? Oh. You know what, man? And let me guess, you bought it from the Nintendo store, right?
Of course.
You son of a... I need to... You know what I need to do is... Yeah. I need to use you as my Amazon. If I know that the Nintendo store has something, I'm going to PayPal you money and send you into the city.
I love the Joy-Cons. They're my favorite thing. I was going into the Switch thinking they would be the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I love the colors. I don't know. Every time there's a new color, I have to get it. I have to.
This is my favorite accessory. The Pro. And you might not think it's an accessory. Yeah. I love the Pro Controller. Love the Pro Controller. I'm actually... I'm going to buy the Splatoon one. And I'm hoping that they continue to do special edition controllers. Because I'm going to put them in my glass case. Like, I will retire this one when I get the Splatoon one. I'll retire this one and put it away.
That's such a smart idea.
Yeah, I really hope that they keep doing these. That said, like, I feel like everybody needs to get protective glass. That has to happen.
Yes. Amazon, real cheap. It's like $6.
I got 2.
This company, it's
white and green. The logo,
easy.
Yeah, there's I forget the name of the company I used, but the packaging is white with green writing and stuff.
Yeah.
They gave me 2 for like $6 or $7, and the thing is perfect. Works perfectly. I also have another Switch dock. I have multiple Switch docks.
The next dock I'm buying has to be the Nyko one, the portable one where it's just That's the one for me, I think. And then I'll retire this dock that I have. I actually, that's the only thing I don't like about the Switch is the dock. Hate
Really?
the dock. Hate the dock.
Really? I like it. I don't
It's
care.
yeah.
What I want, this is what I want. I want them to go further with the Switch dock. What I want is, I want them to make a metal one with
Okay.
like a matte finish on it and like really like nice like
Yeah.
steel like just I'm thinking about if I can find someone that can weld and do stuff. I know a
Mm.
guy. I have a guy. I got welders in my family, so I might go to my cousin and be like, "Dude, can you fabricate something for me?" And give him a design, and then have him make me something.
That'd be cool.
But I don't know.
That'd be cool.
The problem is the electronic stuff, like getting all that in and making it work, and that's where the issue comes in because he's stupid when it comes to that stuff. But when it's
Yeah, you're probably like, I'll take it and rub it on the
yeah,
steel. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so I have two things. I have two ways I can take this conversation. I think we should take it the Splatoon route first.
All right.
Before we start, I want to know because I want to I want to get a vibe of what conversation we're going to have moving forward at this point.
Yeah.
Because it can go one of two paths. It can be friendly, or it can be very tense. And I'm hoping it's.
You want to know what team I am? Huh?
Yes. What team were you, Joseph? Were you
Listen,
cake
listen.
or were you ice cream?
I am. You look at my Twitter handle, PolyGamesFTW,
Mhm.
you'll find out real fast. If you're Team Ice Cream, you're just a horrible person.
Thank
If
you.
you're Team
Thank
Cake,
you.
I respect you as a person.
Thank you.
I mean, listen, Team Ice Cream, you're delicious, but you get thirsty afterwards,
Yeah, thank you.
right? Cake is something you have every once in a while because it's special.
I said,
Ice cream,
I said like this. I said like this. Here's the way it works out, bro. This is it.
yeah,
Cake is so good and so amazing that ice cream had to mock it with ice cream cake.
exactly.
Like, you looked at it, it was like, I love you. You are so amazing. I need to be you. So I'm going to basically carbon copy you. Like Epic Sonic, like Sonic. Like Sega was like, Mario is so amazing. We're going to create this character to try to be Mario. Never happens, but still, it's there it is. You know what I mean? So
You appreciate it because it tries.
exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you what. I've never seen Splatfest so divisive. You know what I mean? But dude, it was all in good fun. Like I had a blast with it. I talked so much trash leading into this thing. It was
Oh, man.
nuts. But when I got in there and I started playing, like
Yeah.
man, I thought that I would like okay, so I did the global test fires, right? And I thought to myself, you know, I have a feeling I'm really going to miss the gamepad and the map being there and all that stuff. Like I
Yep, same
didn't,
here.
I didn't miss it at all, man. I got in there and I started playing, killing it, bro. I was like, this is so amazing. Like I got in there and I was just flowing with the game. Like I was telling Sean today, this is the dumbest analogy, but the analogy that makes the most sense. So when I originally started playing Splatoon, right, I remember having a conversation with Mark Carabin one day, and I was like, Mark comes from old school shooter mentality. Like he played Call of Duties and all that stuff. I never played that stuff because I suck at those games. So when I started playing Splatoon, it was a whole new take for me, a whole new style for me. So I was putting up like massive points, and Mark was like, dude, how are you scoring so many points? I don't understand. I'm like, Mark, stop trying to kill people. When you stop trying to kill people and you just paint the surface, you will do so much better. And I likened it when I was talking to Sean today. I said it's like the Matrix. When Keanu Reeves finally lets things come into him, and then all of a sudden he starts seeing numbers and letters falling down, it's like, boom. All of a sudden you get it, and it's like, I know how to play this game now. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're standing there and there's a guy coming at you, shoot him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the most part, just paint the ground. I have this strategy where I just keep moving. I don't stop. Like there could be people over there fighting, and I just go right past them, just zip right by, and I keep painting the ground and swimming and painting and swimming, and like by the time the matches are done, I've got like last night I was like I was banging like 1,700 points all the time. And then finally I was hitting like 2,000 by the end of everything. Gotta say, I gotta give a shout out to my wife though. Dude, she uses a roller, right, when she plays. She scored 2,000 points last night with a roller. And that's impressive. Because for those that don't know, like, you just roll till you run out of ink, and then you have to like sink into the ink and re-up and then go again. Where me as a shooter, I can keep moving because I'm just painting little swaths and swimming through it, so my tank never runs out of ink. Yeah. And she's like rolling it, and I'm like, oh my god, dude! I was blown away when she scored 2,000. And to think that like she played one test fire, didn't really get into it. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't into it like I was. Like, I played every one of the test fires, so I was blown away, man. She crushed it. But dude, it was. So what was your take of?
So a lot of people say, "Oh, this is Splatoon remastered or Splatoon 1.5." I go into it like this. I ask the question, the hell do you want from a sequel? But to me, the test fires, I would agree with that. I was like, oh, this feels like a remaster Splatoon more than anything. Playing what I played, and I started from 7 o'clock to 9 or 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. No breaks. I didn't change my weapon. I was like, I got this rifle. This is my rifle. You know, without my rifle, I am useless. Without my rifle is useless. Whatever. And I just played. And I had to say that this felt a lot different. And the way the maps were set up felt a lot different than Splatoon 1. That this does to me with the specials in this game, the special abilities and whatnot, feels like a totally different game. The fact that it doesn't have you're not playing with the gamepad, it feels totally different. And, it still has that Splatoon feel that we all know and love. But I feel like with this one, there's going to be a lot more strategy into it than the first game was.
Yeah.
And so I walked in excited with my excitement level to max. And I walked out going, man, can't wait for Friday.
Oh, me too, man.
I cannot wait. This is the reason, like, when people go, oh, you bought a Switch for Zelda, right? I'm like, no, I bought it for Splatoon.
Honestly, and this is the truth, my wife will tell you that she hasn't really touched her Switch at all. Mm-hmm. Last night was the most time she put into it in a while. And when the time was coming, we had 2 pre-ordered, and she was like, because I was looking at it, like, financially, I'm like, man, I gotta juggle some things. I think I can get to. Mine was coming because it was my Christmas present. Nice. But the one I got for her, I happened to be able to get it, and I was like, I'm going to get this. And then, so I'm looking at money, and I'm like, man, can we make this work? And she's like, you know what? Just let it go. And I'm like, we can't do that because this thing, I had a feeling, man. I'm like, this thing is going to be hard to get, and I don't want to eventually have the money and then can't find it, and then Splatoon hits, and we can't get you one. I'm like, because I love you, but you're not touching my Switch when Splatoon comes. Like, I don't love you that much. Like, I'm just kidding.
I said those.
She's gonna come down here and punch me in the head. No, you know what? It was just, it made sense to like get 2 because it was like there's no way possible. Like, we lived the whole Wii thing. It took us 2 years, essentially, from the launch of the Wii to finally get a Wii. And it was like, this is nuts. This is crazy to think that this is gonna be with. PK Ben, I see you kind of going at Bargos here in the chat. I just want to say something to you. There has never been a good Sonic game, so we could just end the debate going on there. Okay, like just see. I love doing that because it gets people so fired up.
Not even Sonic 1.
Not even Sonic anything. The best Sonic is the Sonic that actually ends up in the trash can when it's done. That is the best Sonic game they ever made.
Sonic Boom.
He just said unsubbed. But Sonic Boom was horrible. That was a bad game.
Yeah.
Sonic Racing was good. Sonic Racing Transformed was fun. That was good. So for me, I'm hoping that some of the let's do this. Maps. Okay. What did you think about the maps that they put out?
I liked all of them, but the one that was like the ramps.
Oh, I love that one, dude. The
I
track.
don't know. Yeah, the track. I did not like that one that much. Maybe because I was getting annihilated. That's when the night took a turn.
Yeah, for me, I
And I
love that
just
track.
couldn't navigate it. I like in Splatoon, I make one section. This is mine.
Yeah,
Like this is my section. You're not coming in it.
yeah,
And whatever my teammate does or whatever my team doesn't do, that's on them.
yeah,
This is my section, and I'm making sure that the world knows it. And with that, it's a path, and so
yeah,
you're always going to get in that firefight in the middle, no matter what. And some person is always going to be the piece of crap, and he's gonna try to go around you guys and paint in your map. And I
yeah,
found that map when it came to backtracking to get that guy, you lose so much ground because of that. So
hmm
I didn't like that much, but I like the rooftop like map.
the art museum. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
the art
about?
museum.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one was awesome.
Yeah, I love the
That
art
one was my
museum.
favorite
I
one.
love them all. You know, it was funny because we were playing. Me and my wife were playing together. The way we have it set up, it's kind of like Sean Capri's. We have two TVs side by side.
Okay.
So she was playing on the one, I was playing on the other, and I kept saying to her like, "Oh my god, I hate the concert venue. I hate the concert venue. I can't stand it. Why?
Oh,
I can't stand. I can't stand. I can't stand." And then all of a sudden, it was like, click. I got it. You know what I mean? Like that's my thing. Like, but that's what made me immediately fall in love with this game because the and what I mean by that is Splatoon 2. Because all of a sudden it was like I'm back to my old school Splatoon ways. Like when I used to take on a map, whenever the new maps would hit, I remember Kelp Dome being the first one that this has happened on. I go into Kelp Dome and I'm getting killed, I'm getting killed, I'm getting killed, I'm getting frustrated. And then all of a sudden it was like once I learned my path and my maneuverability
right.
through it, it was like I got it. I'm in. And that's what it would take me the whole duration of the time, just playing it over and over and over and over again. It was like that's why I'm so happy that we don't vote on our maps, because I
Yes.
feel like if we voted on our maps, then no, you wouldn't learn the maps. Everybody would pick their favorite, and that's all we would ever play. I like Nintendo
Right.
putting it in like here. I like that they shortened it from 4 hours to 2 hours. That was
Yep.
perfect. That was awesome.
Yep.
Because just as you started to be like, okay, this is enough, boom, you got switched up.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. But that was the thing, like with this one, when I started playing, it was like I'm going through, and all of a sudden, it was like by the end of it, I was like, I got this. I finally got this thing figured out, and it was like I know my maneuverability, I know where I'm going on the map. It's kind of like you start to learn your ways. So when I got to but when I got to that track, she played it first. Had played Moray Towers a couple times, and I was like, oh my god, it's back. Like not it's back, but I was like, oh my. I looked at the track and I was like, oh, that thing. I can, if I get my weapons and I get my I'm gonna crank close to 3,000 points on that thing, because if you get going with that, you can really do damage on it.
I with this Splatoon, I felt, the first one, excellent game.
Yeah,
I feel like this one's a bit more vertical.
yeah,
So like you can like, and there's more ways of flanking around your opponents, and that's what makes this one really awesome.
yeah.
And so when people go, it's Splatoon 1.5, I'm like, no, dude,
It's
you
not,
don't
man.
get it.
It's not.
It's so simple if you look at it. Yeah, fine, but when you think about it and how the maps are structured and how the supers work, dude, it's all about flanking. It's all about wiping the enemy at the best time that they can't come back with. So
I feel like people that throw that blanket statement out there that it's Splatoon 1.5 or whatever, it's not a true sequel, they never really got into the first one. And they don't understand the depth that was within the first one. So once you understand there's actually strategy within this and a way to do things, once you learn that, then all of a sudden when you start to play this one, you recognize like the maps changed. There's a different flow to the maps. There's a different. The one thing that I've
even
noticed,
how the weapons work are different.
absolutely, man. Even the specials are totally. They threw away all the original specials, so every single special in this game is brand new. It's nothing that we knew from the past. Which I used. I have a podcast called the Ink Strike Podcast because me and Mark Caravan, my co-host on that, that was our special, was the ink strike, and we loved that thing. And it was like, to me, it was the easiest way to get a couple extra points, because all you do is you click it and you drop it. You just, when the map would pop up, you'd look where there was ink on the other side and just hit it and then keep playing. Yeah. So ultimately, like, that changed my strategy on this, because I don't have that weapon anymore. It's like I don't have that old standby. What do I do now at this point? So, Fly from the Inside, what is up? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, Friday can't come soon enough, man.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm so excited for this game.
It's gonna.
I love the maps, the weapons. Again, I got my my little what's it called? What's the rifle called in that game? Not the sniper. It's just like the splatter shot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the splatter shot. It's not really a rifle. It's a little like an Uzi type gun. Yeah, I love that thing. In the original Splatoon, I used. It's okay. We know you can. People are staying.
So
people are staying just to see if you actually pass out over there. That's all.
That's true. It's gonna happen, guys. I have not had my Benadryl yet.
Don't say that, man. I don't want to be sitting here like, I don't know Joseph's mom's number. Who do I call? I call 911. Some guy I was talking to on the internet just collapsed.
He's from North Jersey. I don't know.
He's in North Jersey. Like, just start at the Nintendo store and work your way south, and you'll find it eventually. For me, it was the arrow spray. Like, it was a kind of... Okay. I love that gun. That gun was, like, amazing for me. And so, for me, like, not having that in this kind of turned me off at first, but it plays a lot like the splatter shot. So, I was like, man, let me jump on this thing. Like, I can't, So, I started playing with it, and I was like, oh, I like this. So, the dualies... And this is the thing... Man, I hate the dualies. And this is why. I hate the people that play with the dualies. It pisses me off when I got them dead to rights, I'm shooting them, and they roll out of the way. And I'm like, oh, you son of a... And by the time I spin to go get them, they shoot me and they kill me. And I'm like, I was getting so frustrated last night. But
this one guy thought he was like Neo from the Matrix, and he was just like flip-flopping all over the place. I'm like, calm down gently, okay? All right, you think you're real fly. Like,
I give him props. If I was going to use the dualies when I played in the when the test fires, I was using the dualies, and I liked them. But I realized, like, I was getting killed easily because of the fact that, like, they don't have much punch behind them. They're not very powerful. So
they reach too fast.
Yeah, and so I switched up to the splatter shot by the end of the test fires. I was like, okay, this feels a lot what I'm used to. So I kind of... But man, when we finally get all the weapons, man, it's going to be nuts.
That's what I'm really excited. Like, what are these free weapons going to look like? I don't know. That's what gets me so excited. The one thing too about the weapons in this game, walking into it, you knew who was the first time Splatoon player and not, like, there were so many people I killed that were like the rollers, and I'm like, and then you know who the seasoned players are because they're using the alternative fire. They know when to fire with the rollers or not. And that's how you know you have, like, a good player on your hands.
I had this one moment last night where if I would have pulled this off, it would have been the greatest move in all of Splatoon play. So I'm swimming and I'm shooting and stuff, and coming up behind me, I could see is a roller, and I'm like, they're gonna take me out. And all of a sudden, I just jump up and pull back on the stick, and I go behind them.
Oh, crap.
And I jump up to shoot them, and they spun and hit me and took me out. And my wife just happened to watch. She goes, holy cow. She goes, if you would have pulled that off, that would have been unreal. And I was like, I'm like, I just tried it because I was tired of this guy coming up behind me, hitting me. And I was like, let me just try something. And I did it, and I was like, man, I could make this, like, give me a little bit of time. I could totally make this work. Because the problem was I landed in their ink, and it, like, you know how you get that, like, weird, like, hesitation at first? So I got to, like, figure out a way to, like, do this. But I'm gonna make that move work. That would be amazing.
But my thing with Splatoon is in most games, like I would bore people
Yeah.
how I play because I'm very slow, very methodical. Especially like if it's The Last of Us, I read everything. When it comes to Splatoon, I think I could make people throw up because I'm always like back and forth, like always checking my back.
Yeah.
And somehow it works for me. Maybe it's my ADHD. I don't know what it is, but like I'm just like it makes total sense to me. Like for people, like I bet they would get at least dizzy because I'm always checking my back.
Yeah, I couldn't play.
Never.
I couldn't watch you play. That would be bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some together, right? Next week.
Oh, definitely.
I definitely want to get a team together. I want to get a squad together and get rolling with this and get like I would love. Because that's the one thing that I'm excited about with this. Leagues, dude, come on. The only thing I hope with the leagues is this. I hope the leagues is you make your team and then you run 2 hours against random teams. I hope it's not. I hope it's not where you make your team and then you have to be able to find another 4 people to play against.
Yeah.
I would love.
Just get rolling.
I really hope that that's the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, I can basically build my squad of 4 and then go in and just play against other 4 people that are generated for 2 hours. You know, but I hope it's more of a random thing where people keep popping in and all that. It'd be that would be so fun. Just because, not only that, I feel like that basically gets you to the point where it's like, it becomes more competitive. Yep. Because my thing, too, is like, I always want to enter these tournaments.
Oh yeah,
but I don't have
tell my friends all the time.
Yeah, I don't have.
I'm gonna be a pro.
Yeah, dude, I would love to have entered like the Splatoon tournaments. Like, what is it, Battlefly that puts it up? Like, I would love to get into that, but I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to go. Like, I don't have 4 players. But with this now with the league stuff, because let's be honest, you couldn't really play with your friends before. You know what I mean? Like, you could create a room, but again, you had to have 8 people to play, and it was just. So I couldn't get good against it. Now it's a little different. Now I can actually pull a team together and go play against people. Like that's gonna be a game changer, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. It's gonna be you, me, Sean Capri, but I feel like Sean. I feel like he's gonna get too big for his britches.
No,
like he's gonna come in. Everybody's gonna Sean. He's gonna hand him pictures of.
That's
Justin
fine.
Trudeau
They can focus on him while we're taking everybody out. It's all good.
Exactly.
Focus on the pretty boy, and we'll be.
Exactly.
So, Joseph.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on and doing this.
Man, it's fantastic. Let me tell you, I've had a horrible week, and my one stress in life was how was I gonna make it to this Nintendo talk.
And you did it.
You know,
because
if you saw me 15 minutes before, I was like coughing up a lung. I'm like, yeah, I'm there. So no, thank you for having me. I needed this. I needed this more than
fun.
you know.
This was fun. We're definitely gonna bring you back, because this was a blast. I had a lot of fun with this. Real quick, let everybody know where they can find you and all that stuff. Tell them about which again, if you. You know, you can follow. I forgot to put your YouTube in the description below. I will when the video goes up live. I'll put it in below. But let everybody know where they can find you at.
Please, guys, if you liked what you heard, trust me, it'll sound better as days go by. Go to Poli Games at YouTube, Poli Games FTW on Twitter, the PlayStation Podcast, which in a few days we're going to be on iTunes. I promise you.
You sure?
I got it working. You
got it fixed? Okay, good.
Yeah. And also, I expect the royalty checks from this Nintendo talk, since I'm such a big inspiration, to come in the mail. I'll give you my email for it.
Royalty checks. Come on, dude. I can't even get a penny. I'm hoping. The funniest thing is like I'm in Nintendo's affiliate program, right?
All right.
And the main reason is I like to use their music. I like to use their game footage and stuff, and not have to worry about. There's nothing more demoralizing than getting that like email that says like your video is getting flagged. It's so annoying, you know what I mean? But so I was like, all right, I'm a little guy. I'll get in this thing just so I can make content that I enjoy and that I like. So the funny thing is like I'm sitting there and I joined and I'll get this like email from Nintendo like oh, we just deposited money into your account. I'm like, oh, let me go look. It's like 5 cents,
5 cents,
7 cents. I'm like, oh man, this is the great. So I'll send you like 1 cent next month.
All right, that's fair.
I'll send you a penny.
That's fair.
So
and then it just says for your thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah. That is all. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. This has been a blast, man. This is so much fun, man. You guys have been all here, like, just totally hanging out and having a good time. Like, I love this. This is the community is amazing. Like, the first time I did the Nintendo Talk, I had like 2 people the whole time, and I was like, now we're like, I'm watching here, we're floating 14, 16 people all day. It's so awesome, dude. It is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support, all you guys. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. Check out the channel, obviously, is where you guys are at now. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And that is all. See me later. This is all you do? You just give it.
I always do this. I just always give him. Even when we're doing my Xbox B, he's like, you can stand by. I'm like, like a salute.
Salute. It doesn't work in audio. This is not audio, so that work. But yeah.
Yeah.
See you guys later.